Okay, so let's talk about something you might have noticed but just brushed off. You know that heavy, tired feeling you get in your legs? Well, there is a super simple 2-minute solution we're going to get into, especially if you've ever looked down and seen that your socks have left deep marks.
Let me ask you this. At the end of a long day, when you peel off your socks, do you see those lines, those indentations on your skin, and do they kind of stick around for a while?
And what about your feet? Do you ever get that weird, tingly, pins and needles feeling for what seems like no reason at all?
And maybe the most frustrating one? What about at night? You're lying in bed, trying to sleep, but your legs just won't settle down. They're restless, and you just can't get comfortable.
You know, if you're nodding along to any of this, you're definitely not alone. The common wisdom is to just chalk it up to getting older, right? It becomes one of those things you figure you just have to live with.
But what if that's not the whole story? Let me tell you about a guy named Tommy. He's a 70-year-old retired carpenter, spent his whole life on his feet, and he felt exactly the same way, that his legs were just, giving up on him because of his age.
So he went to his doctor, hoping for some answers. But all he got was this: it happens with age. Try to rest. That was it. So frustrating, right? He walked away feeling like this was just his new normal.
So let's actually dig into the science behind this feeling of heavy legs. What is really going on inside your body when you feel this way?
Here's a really simple way to picture it. Think of your arteries as these amazing, flexible highways for your blood. When we're young, they're wide open, and traffic flows smoothly. But as we get older, these highways can get a little stiffer, a little less flexible, and that makes it a lot harder for blood, especially in your legs, to fight gravity and make its way back up to your heart.
And this traffic jam leads to something called blood pooling. It's exactly what it sounds like. Because the blood is struggling to get back up to the heart, it starts to collect or pool down in your lower legs, your feet, and your ankles.
And this is the real culprit. It's the direct cause of all those things we were just talking about. The pooling causes the swelling. That's why you get the sock marks. It's what's behind the tingling, that heavy feeling, and even the restlessness at night. It's all connected.
So what's our first instinct when our legs feel tired and heavy? We put our feet up, right? We rest. But, and this is going to sound kind of backwards, total rest can actually make it worse. See, the muscles in your calves act like a pump. Every time they contract, they squeeze the veins and help push that blood upward. When you're completely inactive, that pump, it just shuts down.
Okay, so now we get the problem. Let's talk about a real, actionable solution. I'm going to walk you through a simple, at-home massage you can do to get that circulation moving again.
And here's the best part. We're not talking about a huge commitment here. It literally just takes 2 minutes a day to start feeling a difference.
So here's the whole routine. It's just 4 simple steps. You start with a nice heel-to-toe rub on your foot. Then you move to an upward stroke on your calf, a gentle massage right behind your knee, and you finish it all off with some slow, easy ankle rotations.
But hang on, before you even start, there is one golden rule you absolutely have to remember. When you're massaging your calf, you always stroke upward, always from the ankle moving up towards the knee. Remember, you're trying to help the blood flow back to your heart, so you've got to work with that flow, not against it.
So you might be wondering, does this little routine actually work? Well, let's go back to Tommy's story and see his results. And then we have to cover a really important safety warning.
Tommy started doing this every single evening. After just 1 week, that restlessness at night started to fade. By week 2, the swelling had gone down, and those sock marks, they were gone. And after a whole month, he said, and I love this quote, "My legs feel like they belong to me again." How amazing is that?
Okay, now it's time to get serious for a second, because this is extremely important. This massage is a supporting routine. It is absolutely not a replacement for seeing a doctor or getting real medical care.
And that means you need to call your doctor right away if you have any of these red flags. I'm talking about severe or sudden pain, bruising that just shows up out of nowhere, or any kind of really sudden, really extreme swelling. Seriously, those could be signs of something bigger, so please, listen to what your body is telling you.
But for that general day-to-day heaviness and discomfort, it's pretty incredible what your body is capable of. With just a couple of minutes each day, you can really help things start flowing the way they're supposed to.
Which brings us all the way back to the beginning. So I'll ask you one last time, take a look down. Do your socks leave marks on your legs? Because if they do, maybe tonight's the night you give this a try.